Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome back, everyone, to Women Who Really Rock. I'm your host, Carmen Milagro. Women Who Really Rock is designed to showcase women and the people supporting them who are doing incredible work all around the world. Our show is available on the Divas That Care network, and you'll find us on the divasthatcare.com website, too. So this week, I'm very excited to bring to you a very special guest. She's a CB therapist and educator, a motivational speaker, psycho-oncologist, and integrative psychotherapist providing integrative care, support, and cancer. That's just a few of the things in the title that she does. But she's also an entrepreneur, and she's the CEO of Insight Wellness Center in San Ramon. Welcome for being our guest on the show this week, Dr. Katerina Rousakis.
Hello, Carmen. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm really excited to tackle a very current topic with you. So, I've mentioned all the things that you do and that you're so incredible at. But I think one of the things that we're going to focus on, or the one thing that we'll focus on today, is you specialize in CBD therapies and you're a CBD educator. What exactly is that, so that people listening understand what it is that you do in that realm?
Well, thank you for starting with that because it is important that people understand the differences. As we know, CBD is hitting the road and running with a wonderful research, but as we're going to learn with this information going forward that CBD cannabinoids are something that have been used for healing for thousands of years in antiquity. And so I feel that there's a lot of education that needs to come with that. And so as a CBD educator, I provide information, keep on top with the research, and want to have people recognize that CBD is not something that's just over the counter, but something that is for healing. We use it for wellness, and later, hopefully in the program, I'll be able to share with you how that works. As a CBD therapist, I have people who come into the center or call me and ask questions in regards to ailments, whether it's pain in the body, depression, anxiety, inflammation, sleep. The list goes on and on. I'm extremely passionate about the pain management component and how we're looking at decreasing anxiolytics, which are anti-anxiety medications, and opiates and psychoactive drugs, neuroleptics. So as a CBD therapist, I connect the correct dosing and the correct CBD to the needs of the individual person.
Well, and from what I understand, you have, in my opinion, you're an expert in this arena because how long have you been researching and working with CBD and helping your patients with CBD? I mean, it's not just a couple of years. It's quite a long time, and I think that that's kind of important for everyone listening to understand. And again, I believe that you are one of the experts, leading experts in this field.
Thank you, Carmen. I appreciate that. I've been introducing CBD in our Insight Wellness Center for a few years now. When I found the CBD that's organic and pure and easy to dose, I brought it on board because as an alternative and integrative medicine practitioner, I feel that this fits in with alternatives for healing. At that time, most people, and even today and for a while to come, didn't and don't understand that there's a difference between the cannabis that we use for recreational and medicinal that is psychoactive, makes you high, versus the cannabis that we're talking about today, the cannabidiol, that does not have that psychoactive component. My passion started 20 years ago. And so, yes, I've been involved with any type of alternative natural remedy that makes a substantial change in people's lives. 20 years ago, I decided to take my passion and put it into my education and went back to school to learn about natural healing remedies and become an educator in the field. And my first class was in regards to the changes in the medical field and how alternative medicines had shifted away and pharmaceuticals came into play. And at that time, there was a lot of information about cannabis for the treatment or the benefits for people with cancer. And so I would say that my interest has been since then. I was diagnosed with cancer a little over 5 years ago, pretty severe, metastatic, and thank goodness I could say I am a survivor and plan on surviving, positive thoughts. But cannabis, CBD, played a role in my wellness as well, and I feel very fortunate to have had that knowledge. So from an educational perspective, a personal perspective, and a hands-on with my patients, I feel that I have a circular perspective, not just the books, but the application as well.
Well, the personal experience. I mean, you were basically 20 years ago, the idea of CBD was pretty well underground. I mean, you're sort of this pioneer rebel who happened to start researching on your own, and that information, I mean, it seems to me from where I stand that you've been able to take that information that you didn't know you were going to need and incorporate it into your own battle with cancer. I understand that you are also, and for me this is like one of those points that people kind of gloss over, but to me it's very important. You not only have won your battle with cancer, but, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I understand you're no longer on any of the medications that were part of your treatment. Is that correct?
That's correct. Thank goodness it's been 1 month, and I feel absolutely wonderful. I did use the CBD throughout because CBD, the research shows, may mimic estrogen in a positive way when it comes to your bones, inflammation with your joints, and the medicine I was on had severe side effects, and so the CBD helped eliminate those side effects. And I'm continuing CBD usage twice a day for preventative care, and the benefits of the relaxation are such a plus.
Right. Well, and that I think that's I assume that you attribute this sense of wellness where you are today, how you're feeling, to your personal CBD use. You're not just sitting in a chair and advising people this is the greatest, latest new thing for health and wellness.
Absolutely.
Right.
And, one of the things I teach is that CBD is not, for everyone. And I didn't use just CBD when I was going through my treatments. I was doing preventative medicines because I had to go through chemo because of the severity of the cancer that I had. But I off-cited the side effects with that. And yes, it was a very personal experience, and it was wonderful to see the things that I was learning were indeed helpful. And now to see it with my patients and clients I can't even explain how heartwarming that is. To have that in my hand, I just want to share it with the public. It's something that I'm very passionate about.
Right. Well, I'm right there with you because I've seen enough, and I'm spending a lot of time in my own world doing the research on CBD, and then to learn from you is amazing. I mean, you're a cancer warrioress, and I'm wondering, when you are on the road, because I believe you are on the road with your role as CBD educator, why do you think the educational component is so important? Is it because people are asking for so much information? Is it because there's so much misinformation out there? Is it a combination of these things?
So, Carmen, I'm going to answer that in two forms. The first one is in relation to education. The other one is in relation to what's going on now with the trend and the need for education. I believe that education is key. We know that survival rates, specifically for cancer, are higher when there are three factors involved. One of them is education. Arming yourself with as much knowledge as possible. The second one is arming yourself with as much love and support. And the third one is getting second and third opinions. So education comes first, because without the education, you won't know to arm yourself with anything else. In regards to education presently, the second component, it's extremely important because with any new advancement that's very exciting, we also see a lot of people wanting to capitalize. And I can understand that, but it comes so quickly without maybe understanding of what we're doing from the healing perspective. And so we may see CBD, and we are seeing CBD information that's not accurate, extraction methods that might be quick. I want to educate people on the actual dosing and the CBD that is the most effective and healthy, because this plant is such an amazing element. It pulls everything out of the soil, but it also includes toxins. And, this plant also has the potential, depending on the area that it's grown, to have mold. And so, the last thing we want to do is heal ourselves.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Dr. Kat. I just want to clarify. So you're saying that the plant itself is like a toxins removal plant that draws it from the soil, and so it's now in the plant. Is that correct?
That's correct. Thank you.
Okay. So then,
historically, they would plant, the plant in areas that needed cleansing. Yeah, and it would pull the toxins. But then the toxins go into the plant, and then it goes into us when we extract it. And so this is where the education needs to come in. There are ways of extracting. There's the CBD that, I'm promoting. And we can talk about what that is, as we proceed.
And it seems to me is what you're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, is we have to understand the source, who's growing it, where are they growing it, and what are they doing to eliminate if the plant is grown in soil that's contaminated. Are they just going straight and putting that out into the market because it's the new trend? Is that the new thing that's happening? Or are they the way, I guess there's an extraction process that will eliminate the toxins and save the good stuff? And I think that's what I'm hearing you say.
Well, if we think about organic, non-GMO, then we know that the soil is pure. If we think about where it's grown, but there's third-party testing, which is extremely important, because in third-party testing, the information regarding any pesticides, metals, toxins, mold, the percentage of the cannabinoids, it's not just CBD, it's a mixture of wonderful cannabinoids that have a synergistic effect. And so, yes, absolutely, knowing the source and the extraction method, so you're not losing a big percent of the actual CBD in the extraction method. And so there are inexpensive ways to do this, and then there are expensive ways to do this, and there's going to be a differentiation between products. I believe do no harm. And so here we are, we have this wonderful natural remedy that it really helps restore health in so many parts of our entire body, that can also have a degree of harm if we don't know the source. And most people aren't aware of this. They go online, they can become very confused because there's so much to choose. and they can now soon purchase things over the counter, but they don't know these specifics, and they do need to educate themselves, and that's what we're here doing today. And they don't know the dosing, and they don't know that sometimes it works effectively almost right away, and other times for people it can take weeks or months, because we are building health. It's like having an empty glass of water and slowly adding it with water. Some people's glass is halfway full with health, others is not. So it takes time to build that system. And this is what's important that the people need to do, because a lot of people may get CBD and then put it on the side and not use it again without understanding how it works in the body.
Right. And there's so many questions that people don't know to ask. So I think what I'm hearing you say today, like the top 3 things are: know your source, understand that everyone's body is different, and that you need to understand how your body is going to work with the CBD to heal itself, right? And then the third thing would be, right, the third thing be is that you've got to educate yourself. I mean, those are the top 3 that I'm getting from this conversation. And I know we don't have all day to talk about it, which I would love to do, but I know that you'll be back, and we'll concentrate some more information and disseminate more information.
I wanted to make a point on what you just said about the education, Carmen, if I may, for one second or 3 seconds.
Sure.
I'm constantly reading. Any book that comes out, it's on my desk. I'm reviewing the research that's coming out. There's hundreds, if not thousands, to 20,000, I think, just on the cannabis alone. And I think with today's world, people don't have time to look at that. And that's why I'm doing the work, hopefully, for them, and breaking it all down so that people do have somewhere to go, because you want to get as little information but the best information, because it can be overwhelming. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to do – I recommend that people do read, of course. I'm not saying not to read. I mean, I'm such a big advocate. But people may not know where, because there's so much on the Internet, and you have to know the research, the publications, and decipher what you're reading instead of just popping up a website. And a lot of them are wonderful. There's so much wonderful stuff going out there. But how do you differentiate between what is what and what is best for the individual?
And what is the intention?
That's what we're here for.
Right, exactly.
Oh, yes.
And the intention of some websites or some publications is to sell product. And I think people have to remind themselves that to look at that. What is the intention? There is some information out there that is educational, exactly what you're doing, exactly what you do. But then there's other information that's in sole purpose is to sell product. So I think we have to make that differentiation as well. Now, I know Little Birdie has told me that you are doing some podcasts, you're writing a book, you are going to be doing a lot of, just sort of getting the message out and sharing your information and your research. Where can people find you right now today to get information that they need? How do they contact you, and what's next?
So we're located in California, in an area called San Ramon. It's in the East Bay, and the office is called Insight Wellness Center. We're available by teleconferencing because we have many people globally, and then we have telephone, which is 925-216-3510, and then we have to contact us on the website. The website is Insight, INSIGHT, FOR wellness.com.
That's excellent. So we want to make sure that we continue to help you get this CBD education out. So I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, but I'm hoping that you'll come back and join us again, and we can go at more information at a different angle and other research that you find. Would you be willing to do that?
Well, as an educator, any way I can get the word out, because we haven't talked about the different ailments and the uses of this. So I would be honored to come back and share a few moments with you again, Carmen. Thank you.
Thank you. I would be honored if when you come back, we'll get more, into that area. I think that's a great next step. I have a quote here before we let everyone go. I have a quote here, and it sort of brings tears to my eyes because it is such a wonderful premise. So I thought that we would end this show today with a quote by someone I think you know, Dr. Kat. The quote is, "I love people and life. Optimism is my middle name. Inspiring others to succeed is my goal, and education is my tool. My nickname is Kat, and curiosity has not killed me, but made me grow and thrive." So I'm leaving you all with that. I think you recognize this, Dr. Kat. Am I presuming correctly?
I do. It's something I wrote a long time ago. Oh my goodness, you pulled that out. You hunted. You did your research, Carmen. It's still true today.
Yes, I every time I talk to you, the education that you share with me, I mean, it's just such a beautiful way that, healing and nurturing, it's the core of who you are. And so I really thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the work that you do, for all the information that you're sharing to help people understand this new revolution in healing and care. And I just want to say thank you for joining us today on Women Who Really Rock. You really are a woman who rocks. And I'm just excited, to spend time with you, and I can't wait to have you back.
Oh, Carmen, thank you so much. It's been my pleasure. I can't wait to speak with you again.
Thank you. Tell us one more time your website, please, before we let everyone go.
Insightforwellness.com. Insightforwellness.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kat. And to all of our listeners today, I thank you for tuning in to Women Who Really Rock. This podcast, I hope that we're able to uplift and inspire you and certainly give you some insight and education. We want to just continue to showcase other women like Dr. Kat and the people who support these women who are doing this incredible service to the world. Until next time, I hope you are really rocking it too. And remember, you can always find us here, Women Who Really Rock, on the Divas That Care Network. And that website is www.divasthatcare.com. Thank you and have a great day, everyone.